link. So, what's up, y'all? This your boy DJKillzownJones. Remember the name, remember you lame. And this is the Beatz N Bitz Podcast. And we in the building. And I'm sharing the link and all that good shit right now. Anyway, so I would say what's going on, Breezy, but we ain't gonna do that fake. We ain't gonna do that fake itch right now. For everybody. So how you been doing? Like we ain't just been talking for a couple hours off and on, like, you know.
Yeah.
But what was I getting ready to say? Yeah, man. But how was that sandwich?
It was pretty
good. Man, I just had some sweetie pies off in this mug, so I was smashing that while I had just got through smashing and pulling out of the parking lot, and then I'm still stuck. Like I can't eat big meals like that. I be wanting to go smash something. You have to eat good, and you just want to. Get it in. I'm trying not to be ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
I try to eat before I try to get it in. I mean, I try to get it in before I eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you get full, you don't feel like moving.
You don't feel like moving at all.
You get on top and feel like doing that.
I mean, anyway. So. Besides what we was talking about earlier, what has been going on? We was talking about we went from what's up to talking about what we getting ready to talk about in a quick minute, which is Metal Gear and Konami. But what has been going on with you? How the game coming?
I hooked up with an old buddy of mine, and I known this dude for a bit. We were just chitty chatting. I was telling him I having a problem with the bullet hell and shooter thing, and he was like, "Well, yeah," and blah 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 blah. And eventually, I started bouncing ideas off him, and I'm like, "All right." And he actually gave me an idea, and I've been running with it so far. And I just need to get the programming down again, and then once I do that, I can start working on the artwork, because I'm not going in a completely different direction, and I don't want to give too much away, but what I can say is it's going to take people by surprise when they play it. I'm trying to figure out how to. The one thing though that I'm not happy about, and I don't know if I can find a workaround for it, is I might have to just X out all keyboard support. I don't want to, but there are certain things that I can't figure out how you could do on a keyboard. And I've been looking at a whole bunch of other games and shit and how they handle keyboards, input for certain movements for certain vehicles. And it's just like, that ain't gonna work here.
You're trying to get it together. So it's just like, yeah, I feel that. I mean, it takes time, man. Like, don't be trying to figure, like, you got the hookup. Your people's is cool with you doing it. They've been supporting you.
I wouldn't say they're cool with it.
Well, they've been supporting you. They've been doing your.
I wouldn't say that's by choice.
Well, anyway, you got your folks behind you. That's all that matters. Everybody get into it sometime with their peoples. But these things take time, and if you want to be great, as we learned from all these big studios, it takes time. It ain't making a good game ain't gonna come real easy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come out. You're gonna have to get it out the mud and really build towards where what you're trying to get to. So I wouldn't even be stressing over it. Just You got it, Breeze. That's all I'm saying. Because there's a lot of people that because I just left Pixel Pop, and they had a lot of games people been working on for years, and they still hadn't even dropped it. And they've came a long way from where they started from, and where they at now. Some of them had came out, some of them still being worked out. But it's all, it's all to the good. So anyway. We getting on. Well, we on to this week's topic or whatever. Metal Gear Solid 5. We've been playing it like a big dog. So is the game really a classic, like everybody been saying it, or is it just? I think it's a classic. I think it's probably the best game in the series. I would say gameplay wise, story wise, it's getting real interesting for me. I'm still early in the game, so I ain't gonna really get in there. A lot of people still trying to jump on it, you know what I'm saying? So I like being able to go into these big open areas. I play more strategically. I spend more time on the ground getting resources and taking out bases and stuff like that, because when I go on a mission, it ain't that much I got to really worry about, other than other than getting in, getting out, and it's easier for me to complete the objective. But if I got to worry about backup coming and all this other stuff, I'm just I'm at my wit's end, because I feel like I got to jump all around and try to mitigate this one threat over here, and then they call in reinforcements. I'm screwed. So, how you feel, Breeze?
About Metal Gear?
Yeah.
I done beat it twice.
You didn't beat it twice? Dang.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the first time I beat it, I had to stop at the end and start over because I didn't like what happened. So I started over to keep something important, one of the characters. What I will say is I think it is probably the best game of the next console generation so far. And if it would have came out for PS3 or an Xbox 360, it ain't on those.
It did.
It did come out?
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's clearly the highlight of that entire last gen and this gen so far. Because nothing...
Dang.
I know it's a big statement to make, but all of the shit that came out last gen, there was some fun here and there. We had some good times, but nothing has really just been like a punch in the gut and a kidney, and I keep coming back to it just to do dumb shit in it and discover new stuff again and again and again. And I mean, like, some people say, oh, The Witcher 3. And it's like, yo, The Witcher's cool, but it ain't got what this has. You know what I mean? And what I think makes this stand out even more for me is this is my first Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. I didn't really get into the other ones. I mean, we had them, but I just didn't play them.
You didn't really get into them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they were there, but I just never picked them up because I looked at them and I was like, oh, man, another siphon filter type game. I'm going to play this shit. That's what I thought about it, but I was mistaken. And I'll take that L for that. Mm-hmm. But it's clearly, it's what Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain represents is what AAA gaming is supposed to be. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be an amazing experience front to back, gameplay wise, lore wise, story wise. And I know some people have issues with the story because they're like, this totally doesn't make no sense. There's a giant flaming whale in the game and a flaming unicorn and all types of other crazy shit. And it's just
but you gotta people gotta understand, I feel like a lot of that comes from the whole thing.
They don't understand what they don't understand. One is history, number one. And I'm not even talking about the history of the game, just the history of where these references are coming from with this whole psychological and supernatural type of shit. Because way back in the day, the U.S. military and other foreign military powers were truly investigating people with supernatural and kinetic abilities and all that shit. Like the whole fucking... The FBI was giving dolphins LSD and shit at one point because they thought that we could train dolphins to like place mines off of fucking Okinawa and all types of crazy shit. So it's like Kojima just basically took that shit and ran with it. And when you put it in that context, it makes sense that this is that type of a story. But a lot of people.
On top of that, we don't know all of the black ops, blacklist, all the stuff that. It's a lot of stuff that I feel like we, as the public, we don't. You don't even have to go with like secret military. I mean, I mentioned something militarily, because this game is a military-based game. But if you just go off of lore and nursery rhymes and fables and legends, religious texts, if you go off some of that shit, it's more than enough to like say, "Oh my God," and truly run with it. So, I don't. The people who complain about the story, to me, I think they're not really expanding, or they're not really looking at it from let's look at the history of what people thought that they could do potentially physically. They're just looking at it at face value, which is kind of like, well, damn, I wonder what it's like watching them play something like God of War. Because there was no dude running around snapping people's fucking heads off and fucking Greek goddesses and shit like that. It didn't happen. Or even shit like what's another game like that? Fucking the game. What's the name of the game?
The shit like Call of Duty, like the fucking exosuit shit we just had. What was it? Advanced what's this one? Black Ops 3 with the fucking exosuit and all that other shit. Like that's not even here yet. It's a possibility, but it's not here yet. And they don't just. I don't know. I feel like people are just, when it comes to the story from Metal Gear, they're nitpicking the nitpick. Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to find something wrong so they can feel justified.
I mean, but you know how they go. I mean, some people ain't really fans of that game.
I don't think it has anything to do with being a fan. I think it's just they want to have a dissenting opinion because it gets them views. And I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but when you're just spouting shit out your ass to spout shit out your ass, you're being a disingenuous asshole. So shut the fuck up. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, I'm still getting into the game. I can't really give my final verdict, but it is hella addicting to try to.
Game of the year.
I don't know. Look, I'm gonna just say this. There's only one game that really had took my breath away, and it was there's a couple of them. But Metal Gear is not, I don't get that feeling. I love the series and I'm sucked in and I'm addicted to it, but it's just like I haven't got that feeling.
Well, you don't got a lot of hours in it either, so.
Well, I got about 12 hours in the game. Like
but you're only on like mission 11.
Well, yeah, but I've been trying to get the work in to get my money up and my bases up, so later in the game I can get all the cool stuff.
Bro, there's like 160 some fucking missions, bro. And 50 of them are story related, bro. You got a long way to go.
Oh well.
I'm
gonna have everything at the end of the game, so that's how I'm going there. A lot of people just played it to get it over with. Me, I want to get the big base. I want to have all the guns. I want my helicopter to be able to just come in and lay waste to the whole enemy forces. Like I know I got a ways to go, but I'm talking about as far as I had only had that game, that feeling of like this is like the one a couple of times in last generation. Halo 4, Last of Us, and Fallout 3 was just like my go-to. And if I had to put a next to, and Metal Gear Solid 4, like Metal Gear Solid 4 for some reason has a little bit more oomph. I don't feel that attached to Big Boss like I did with Solid Snake. Like, just to keep it 100. Like they made it. I mean, that's intentional because he ends up becoming a bad guy in the first two games, and he literally sets off No, because they set it up to make him be the villain. Like,
I don't know. I mean,
no,
when you get to where you need to get to and you finish it, I don't know if you'll still feel the same way.
Well, I mean, I kind of see it's really Zero is the big overarching bad guy through the whole series. And I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, if you think about it, where you hadn't played Metal Gear Solid, so I'm coming from a whole different bag.
I know I haven't played it, but I read the whole fucking wiki and then I replayed it. And then the thing that I like about this is this: when you finish this game, and this is not a spoiler.
I know it leads right into.
It gives you a recap of the events of all the other Metal Gears and where this one fits contextually.
I know where it fits because it fits right before. It's right before Metal Gear on the NES. Like, it's literally right before then in the year, and it's probably because the same year the end of the game I know is when Solid and Liquid and Solidus is born. Like, I know that. So, and they mentioned it in what was it? 2. Like, they explained the story of this. They didn't explain, like, they're not giving the backstory, the stuff that led up to Lost what is the name of that? Lost Fabulous is it Terla?
You'll see once
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
You'll see when you get to the end.
Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna switch gears. So Konami said, somebody came out and said that Konami's not making no more AAA games. So then a PR rep comes by and said, no, the person misspoke or whatever. We are going to have AAA games. I kind of am at a place where, as far as Konami, I'm kind of like, whatever they do at this point is cool with me. A lot of people is upset. I'm upset that, Kojima isn't at the studio, and a couple of other people ain't at the studio. But at the same time, I kind of, I'm kind of having like mixed feelings on this. Like, for real, Breezy, I'm really having really mixed feelings on it, because part of me wants to be upset, but part of me kind of wants to see where, Kojima is going to go next and what he's going, what he's going to do.
Not Metal Gear.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people, I just feel like a lot of folks are upset and angry, and I can understand that, but I really am interested to see what's going to happen next, honestly.
He's probably going to go and do probably an RPG or some type of adventure game or something. Kojima is a big thinker, so he's not going to make anything that's going to be small and indie. Like, it's going to be a big blockbuster project. But I understand when people are upset at Konami. As far as this source saying they're getting out of AAA gaming, I think that's true. I don't think they're going to be as in it as they are, or even, I don't even think you can call them actually in it, considering when you look at the games that they help get published. I mean, most of the games they help get published for shit. They only have like 4 or 5 titles on there that are really worth anything to anybody, really, that did well. Because Konami's main source of income was literally Metal Gear,
Castlevania,
and all their fucking pachinko machines they have over there in Japan, where they do all their gambling.
And Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! But that's where all their money came from, was pachinko machines. And like the president of Konami came out and said in his own press release, this was some time ago, that they're going to be focusing more on gambling, virtual gambling. He said that's what they're going to be focusing and restructuring towards. So, and then if you also look at the fact that the amount of money that was spent to make MGS5,
it was stupid crazy. 80 million.
I got mixed feelings about it. Because we're in an age where companies are spending 50 to 60 to 70 million dollars to make a game and hoping that it does over 1 million units or more to make their profits back. But I don't think the blame lies on Kojima. I think it lies more with Konami, considering that's what they've been relying on for all these years and not other shit, and they haven't been coming up with new shit.
Hey, Breezy.
Plus, yeah.
Speaking of Metal Gear, who do I look like right now?
I don't know.
You ain't see? Yeah. Anyway, but no, go ahead.
Nah, I think. What the fuck was that? I think it lies more on Konami for not properly hedging their bets. I mean, Square Enix is in the same position as Konami, damn near, with all those Final Fantasy 13 versions and not putting out Versus, and then having, 14 do terrible at initial launch, and then them having to go back and redo everything pretty much in that game to make it salvageable. So, I mean, they just are all over the place, honestly. But Kojima will be fine. Konami won't be, but it'll all be good.
Yeah. Everybody need to learn how to balance their money. Anyway, on to the next topic. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 comes out next week. And I'm actually happy that the game is on its way back. I made a video yesterday talking about Lil Wayne being in the game. So speaking about series that it got jacked up, Tony Hawk ain't got jacked all the way up. They went stupid crazy. I think after American Wasteland, that was the last good Tony Hawk game. And they should have hung it up and let it dry a little bit, but they couldn't. Activision just kept rolling them out. They had Project 8, which nobody really played. They had Proving Ground, which I didn't necessarily get why you couldn't export the game stuff to YouTube, and you basically had to make a skate video and edit it, and you could put it up there. It was borderline stupid. But then they came with the peripheral. What was it? Tony Hawk Ride and Downhill Jam. And
you're very watered auto-tune right now.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it better? Let me cut this off. That's probably what it is. Is it better now? Is it better now? Hello, Breeze.
Yeah, I'm here.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, I'm just switching. So man. So what was I saying? Yeah, so they went from Project 8 and Proving Ground being very, very mediocre, and then they go into the peripheral games, and that pretty much bankrupted the series. Then somebody jumps up and decides, okay, let's do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. And HD was cold. I played a lot of HD on the Xbox. That's probably the most played game on my Xbox other than Elder Scrolls, or Skyrim, which I had already beat the main story on PS4, but then in PS3, but then they had all the issues with the DLC, so I jumped over. I had got it for free when I got my Xbox 360. So I had got up on that and was playing that, and got the DLC and everything. I got to go back and finish the Vampire DLC. I was working on that, and I went back and got a League of Assassins. Anyway, I'm getting off. I played so much of that, man. Took my little avatar, Xbox Live avatar. I was beasting in that. Like, he got all the stats maxed out. I got all the levels. I was playing with my own soundtrack. I was cool with that. So now we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 coming out, and I think it's gonna recapture the early glory of the series, but we'll just have to see if it's gonna be worth. I don't think it's worth. I don't think right now people think it's worth $60. Like, I don't know what people are, what the sales are gonna be, if people are gonna go buy it. A lot of people, I was reading comments on WorldStar when Wayne was announcing the video they did with Conan, that a lot of people gonna buy it because Wayne is in it. So Breezy, how you feel?
About Lil Wayne being in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 and just Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 in general?
Yeah.
I think Mr. Hawk has missed his window of opportunity when it comes to fans of the arcade skateboarding series. I mean, he's still gonna sell a fuck ton because one is Tony Hawk and he's gonna be out there promoting it and going around town and shit like that. And Wayne is obviously gonna promote it and whatnot as well because Wayne likes to skateboard. But I think he missed his window from whatever reason, and then you had Skate 3 come in and Skate, and then it became Skate 2 and then Skate 3. You had that come in and really kind of take over with their over-the-top shenanigans that you can do in that game. Now, I don't know if this is going to revitalize his base, but it might. It's going to do okay, but I really, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not interested in it. I went through my Tony Hawk phase a long time ago, and it's just not for me. I mean, the games are fun to herp around, or just play when you ain't got nothing else to do and you just want to chill out and think about random shit. But like, I don't see anything there for me to want to play it.
Okay. I think because I'm gonna be playing it next week. I think that the game it is mindless fun. Basically, it's like it was the Call of Duty before Call of Duty was Call of Duty that we know now. Like I'm interested to see that it really got me interested in skateboarding and watching it on ESPN and watching the videos, people skating online, and influence a lot of other people to start skateboarding and doing their thing, and maybe it could come back and get the title, but I'm not gonna say he missed his mark. I just don't think that in this climate that it's gonna be a lot of people. It's gonna sell a lot.
Well, that's why he missed his mark. I mean, this climate is not a climate of, and then you have to think about it. We haven't had a skateboard game in 3-4, pretty much when Rock Band stopped and Guitar Hero. We haven't had a skateboard game since then. It's like, dude.
Yeah, Skate kind of faded out because 3 didn't do as well as they.
Yeah, it's like you guys were cranking that shit out like motherfucking Guitar Heroes, and people were like, I'm tired of this shit. And then they had the peripheral shit, and then Skate came out, and then Skate was doing shit the Tony Hawk games was supposed to start doing, but never did. And then the Skate died out because they didn't have any competition, and people, the sales fell off, like you said. So they missed that window of opportunity to really invigorate people and keep them interested.
Hold on, wait a minute. You know what? I think, too, that they saw how well, because they had the same studio who's doing, what the hell, is doing the Tony Hawk HD, which was a offshoot. I think the name of them, but it's an offshoot of the studio Neversoft when they dissolved it. Neversoft did what was that, Guitar Hero and all the other stuff. So they ended up taking over the new studio from the old staff and everything. They founded. I don't know if Tony Hawk founded it or not, but it sold gangbusters. The original Tony Hawk HD. So I guess that's why they moved forward. That's what a lot of people do. But we'll see, and I'll get y'all to see next week of me playing it. But anyway, on to our next thing. Future and Drake with What a Time to Be Alive. So I listened to it. I thought it was cool. A lot of people kind of feel like it's mediocre. I liked it because we don't have that many team ups in hip hop no more. Everybody is on their own. There's no collaborative album no more. Like nobody's making those albums no more. And kind of Jay-Z and Kanye set the trend a couple years ago. Watch the Throne. Then we had Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, and then we had Primo and Royce the 5'9" with Prime. We've had a couple of people, and then a lot of mixtapes. A lot of people did collaboration mixtapes and stuff like that, where they would just have one producer or one, what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like we had Rich Gang with Young Thug and what's his name. But just like it's the first album on this type of magnitude since the whole, Washington and the heist with Macklemore and them. And it sold 378,000 copies the first week. And it was supposed to be a mixtape, and then they decided, well, Drake and Future are two big artists now, and they kind of getting away from giving folks free music like that. Like, well, Future isn't, but Drake is. So I thought that the tracks that they put together, they had the homeboy out of St. Louis, but I think he claimed Atlanta more now, Metro Boomin. He executive produced it. It was, the beats was jamming, the songs was jamming. It felt like Future was kind of leading off on this mixtape more than Drake. Drake tried to do all the turns, like, we gonna talk about teams. We gonna talk about teams. Like, I was just like, okay, yeah, let Future do that, Drake. But I still like, the songs or whatever. But how did you feel, Breezy? What did you feel about What a Time to Be Alive?
I didn't listen to the whole album.
Oh man, you ain't made it through, so you ain't really like it, I'm guessing.
I only listened to one track.
Oh,
I
okay.
got other shit I had to do, man.
Oh, okay. You know what? We're going to get back to you, Breezy. That's your homework assignment for next week, is to go listen to the rest of the season.
Man,
Anyway, next on the list is Fetty Wap. Now, Fetty Wap just dropped his album. It's going to be interesting to see what he did. He does with his self-titled debut. Like, let's just keep it 100. Like, My Way was the song of the summer. Can you agree with that, Breeze? Every time you go somewhere, to the club, the radio, you be in the street somewhere, somebody riding in their car, they was listening to Fetty Wap. Or what's the dude? Watch Me Whip, that guy.
Yeah.
But everywhere you went, you heard, hey, what's up, hello, you're pretty. When you woke up in the door, I was like, that Trap Queen, it was cool. It's a cool little song, but I felt like My Way was the Take Your Girl anthem. And then Drake came in there with the Drake stimulus package and, did his thing. And now, everybody is, going crazy over Fetty Wap. And then he got some other songs on the album. Again, RGF Island, 679, couple band. He got a lot of songs on that album. Like, I didn't feel like I had to skip nothing on that album. So, I mean, I know you said you heard a couple before we got on the air. You heard a couple songs, but how you feel about Fetty Wap and his whole movement and what he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, oh damn, oh yeah.
I mean, like, what the fuck you want me to say? I mean, yeah.
All right. So then the homeboy Mega Ran, dropped his album. Did you hear the Random album yet?
No.
Okay, you're gonna have that's your homework assignment, because I think you'll like Ran, because I know you don't really like the mainstream rappers like that, Breezy. It's always good to hear your take on it, because I know you ain't.
Mainstream rappers are born. They all sound the same.
All right. Well, that's your homework assignment next week, Breezy, is listen to Mega Ran album. You don't have to listen to the other ones if you don't want, but I think the Mega Ran album is the Mega Ran album is a classic, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, Breezy. I don't have nothing really else to talk about for real, So we'll be back next week. So, sorry for the wait. We kept y'all waiting. We'll be back next week for y'all. It's your boy DJ KillzownJones, Breezy, and we out. Peace.